K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us.
Hello and welcome to another night of movies, or movie night, presented by Coast to Coast Network. I am your host, Dragon Viper, and right next to me is my co-host here, Crispy Bacon. How are you doing today, Mr.
I'm doing
Bacon?
good, Dragon Viper. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. Been a very long day, but glad to be doing this again. So, first off, we start off with our actors on, and our actor we're going to be talking about is going to be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Now, I have to say that before we get started on this, I have to say that when he started out on movies, I thought he was really good. And, I would watch his movies and stuff like that. But as time goes on, I think he's kind of getting boring to me. So, he started out with wrestling, and I even liked him then. But now he's gotten to the point where he's irritating because he focuses more on Hollywood and everything else. And he said that he wouldn't leave the WWE for Hollywood, but he did just that. So, most of his movies now, I just don't really care to watch. So, anyway, Crispy Bacon. We're talking about the top three. What are your top three favorites from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
The top three of The Rock's movies, I would have to say, would be The Game Plan, San Andreas, and probably one of his Fast and Furious movies.
Okay, good choices. Especially the, San Andreas and The Game Plan.
Right.
So I like them. My three would happen to be Walking Tall, Gridiron Gang, and I agree with you on San Andreas. I mean, he was really, really good in that movie. And Walking Tall, I tend to watch that movie a lot. I really, really like that movie. I really like him in it. He was pretty awesome. I'm just gonna say that. So, and before I get to the bad, we're just gonna jump into the top 10, movies that someone online decided to put down what they thought were their favorites. And I want to see if you agree with this. Number 10 would be Rundown. And personally, I think Rundown should have been at higher up on the list because that was another really good movie that he did. You've got Sean William Scott in it, and it's a great movie. I really like that. So, I mean, do you agree with it? Should it be up, down?
Maybe it should be a little higher up, maybe 4 or 5.
Okay.
What about you?
I think it should be about 4 or 5 if I were to have this list. So yeah, I agree. And then you have Fast and Furious 6.
Okay.
And then Central Intelligence. To be honest, I have never seen it. So
I haven't either.
And then you have under 7 and 6, you have Jumanji, the remake of Jumanji 2 and Jumanji 1. I didn't really care for the first one. Didn't see the second. Again, Just wasn't one of those movies I watched from him. Well, the first one I did see. Number 5 was Fast Five. Number 4 was The Other Guys, and to be honest, I completely forgot he was in that movie. I knew Will Ferrell and I can't remember the other guy's name, but they were in it, but I completely forgot The Rock was in it. Number 3 was Furious 7. So pretty much all the Fast and Furious movies that he was in is on this list.
I can see that, yeah.
Number 2, Fighting with My Family. Yeah, he was okay in that one. He made a few cameos in it, but I think it should have been down the list on that one. I mean, do you think so?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah, and number 1, Moana.
I mean, if a bunch of kids were ranking this, probably, but I don't know.
I couldn't. I watched that movie one time, just once, and it was enough to say I can't watch it anymore. Maybe my 14-year-old daughter would probably watch it, more than once, but I couldn't. I really couldn't.
It was kind of hard to watch, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was just it wasn't my kind of movie, cartoon movie.
Well, I mean, some cartoon movies are good, but
yeah, they're good, but just The Rock singing, singing in that movie, it was just kind of terrible. So
right.
All right, so now we're gonna go to our top 3 bad movies that we didn't really care for with him in it, and I'm gonna start with you.
I would have to agree with you on the Moana. I think that was probably one of his not so great movies. We're gonna go with Journey to the Mysterious Island, and probably Tooth Fairy.
yeah, that Tooth Fairy, that was actually on my top 3 list of bad movies with him as well. I also had Be Cool, which no, I can't see The Rock playing a part like that. And then The Scorpion King, and I think that's where his ego really took off. That's where that was one of those movies that he really took off, but I think his ego got expanded even higher with that movie. So, and I didn't really care for it. And now we're going to talk about the top 10 bad movies from him. Number 10 would be The Scorpion King. So obviously they agree with me on it being a bad movie. Number 9 would be Southland Tales.
Never seen that.
I never even heard of it. So, number 8, Be Cool. So they agree with me on that one. Number 7, G.I. Joe Retaliation. Did you get a chance to watch that?
I haven't, no, but I know G.I. Joe's one of those. Like, I know the action figures and all that were very popular. So I would assume that one would be popular.
Yeah, I watched both. I watched G.I. Joe and G.I. Joe Retaliation, and I actually liked the first one. Didn't care for Retaliation, so obviously I'm going to agree with them that that's a pretty bad movie. So
yeah.
And this should interest you. They said number 6 was Game Plan.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was a pretty good movie. So I kind of disagree with that one.
Yeah, I would have to disagree too.
And I disagree with this one. Number 5 being Walking Tall. again, I said earlier, I thought it was a pretty good movie. It shouldn't even be on the bad list there. But I mean, do you agree with that one?
I don't think it should be on the bad list. No.
So, all right. And then you have number 4, Planet 51.
I don't know. I mean, maybe a lot of people like space movies, so I don't think it should be on the bad list. What do you think?
I actually haven't seen it. I hadn't even heard of it, so I couldn't even judge either way.
Right.
And then you have number 3, Dune.
Never seen it. Have you?
I have probably a half hour of it. I've seen. It keeps putting me to sleep every time I watch it. So
Right.
I
So
like it.
you agree with that?
I do. If I end up falling asleep through a movie, it's not that great of a movie. So, and the computer game that was out there, I in the 90s, I did enjoy playing that game, but it was hard to follow the movies. So,
Right.
and then they have number 2 as a Tooth Fairy. I agree with it.
Why do you
2,
agree with? Oh, yeah, it is a bad movie.
2
I
or
think that was-
1.
Yeah, I think that was one of the movies where he was, he was just starting out.
Yeah, but I mean, The Rock in spandex, Rock in a tutu and pink or blue, full cover, full body spandex. No.
That was the breaking point.
That was just terrible.
Yeah, so, seeing that, it's probably like, why?
I mean, I could see him playing something else on there, but not the actual Tooth Fairy wearing a full body spandex and tutu. No.
Well, didn't he kind of do that in the game plan? A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but and that was still kind of But yeah, no. But that wasn't the whole entire movie. With
Right.
the Tooth Fairy, it pretty much was.
Yeah.
And then we have number 1 being Baywatch.
That was the most recent one. Well, not the most recent, but that was pretty recent, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And I agree that one was also a terrible one. The only thing I can think of when I think of Baywatch when it comes to the guys part of it is David Hasselhoff. Other than that, The Rock, no.
Mm-mm.
So, so anyway, do you have anything else to say about The Rock or any of his movies before we move on?
I don't, but who do you think he works? Who do you think he works with the best?
Oh, who do I think he works with the best?
Yeah.
He's worked with a bunch of actors, but I'd have to say I think he was the best with Sean William Scott. I mean, those two bring the comedy out of each other. Yeah, I think he worked better with Sean William Scott.
Mine would be probably Chris Rock. I don't know, or not Chris Rock. Kevin Hart.
Yes, that's another one. And in fact, he's real good friends with Kevin Hart. I guess when Kevin Hart got into an accident, 2-3 years ago, The Rock was right there for him. So they're real good friends. But so yeah, either Kevin Hart or Sean William Scott.
Yeah.
And do you see what genre of movie do you see The Rock play? Because he's played in a few different types.
Yeah,
genre do you think he does best in?
Well, he's done action. He's done comedy. I I kind of feel more in action roles.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
comedies are good in the right situation, or even like action comedies, like what Jumanji did, or something like that, where it's comedic but action.
I agree with you there, but I think I also think that what he does best is action.
Mhm.
You look at, I mean, even action comedy, because The Rundown is action comedy. You look at Walking Tall. I mean, that's action right there. And then Gridiron Gang, same thing. It's action. It's a sports movie, football movie, but he does very well with that, as well as San Andreas, definite action movie. So I think it's more action comedy.
Yeah.
Just straight up comedy, probably not. But if there's action in it, yeah, I do like that. So, is there anything else about him that you'd like to mention before we move on?
No, I think we covered all we needed to on him. What about you?
I'm good. I'm good with him. All right, we're gonna move on to Jennifer Lopez. And I honestly think that Jennifer Lopez is an okay actress, but a better singer. So I'm glad that she got into singing, a little after she was, acting. So, and then we're gonna go on to our top 3 good movies from her. I'm just go ahead and start off with looking at Selena. One of the greatest movies she's done because of who it's a true story biography movie about the real singer Selena
Right.
Quintin Quintanero, or I can't pronounce her last name, but yeah, it's off that. So I'd have to say Selena, Jack with Robin Williams. I thought that was an incredible movie, and then Anaconda. I mean, she did well in that movie. So, all right, now, okay, up to you, Chris.
All right, I would have to agree with Selena. Yeah, it is like you said, it's a true story, and I think they made a documentary or like another movie on it. So that would probably be one. Let's see, trying to think of others. The Breakup Plan would be one. I remember that one, and
Mm-hmm.
then Second Act.
Never seen that one. So yeah,
That's the most recent one.
okay, I like your list. That's pretty cool. I haven't. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Um, there was another thing I did want to say about the Selena movie. She
Mhm.
she did, from my understanding, most of the singing on there was done with her. She just sang Selena's songs, and
Right.
she almost sounds like Selena when she does it. So it kind of I don't want to say creeps me out, but it kind of puts goosebumps on me, because it's
Yeah,
almost like she was being uh, you know
like typecast or whatever.
yeah, something like that. It was kind of interesting on how that went, and she does amazing though with those songs. So all right, I'm gonna go on the top 10 list of all the top 10 good movies of hers. Uh,
Mhm.
top 10 would be The Cell, uh,
Okay.
and that should be about midway. I mean, I thought it was good.
Right.
Uh, number 9 is Shall We Dance. Number 8 is Home. Number 7, An Unfinished Life. Number 6, Blood and Wine. Number 5, U-Turn. Now, number 4 is Selena.
That should be higher.
Yeah, in the top 3, easy. So I disagree with that one. Especially, it should be over the next 3 movies. The third one is Hustlers. Second would be Ants, and the first would be. Yeah, I did too. And the first one being Out of Sight. So
now maybe Ants and Selena should swap. I don't know.
I agree. And then have like the Selby number 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally agree with that.
But I mean, other than that, the list sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with most of it, but a couple switches need to be done in that.
Yeah.
And then now we're gonna go on to top 3 bad movies of Jennifer Lopez. Now, you go ahead, take it off, Chris.
We're gonna go with Gigi. I think it is Jersey Girl. Yeah.
Oh, I was saying it was Geely.
Yeah, Geely. I didn't see the L. Jersey Girl, and I'm probably gonna say this wrong, but El Cantrate. I don't know.
Yeah, that's hard to pronounce.
But that one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's a good bad list there. I thought, my list was, Made in Manhattan. I did have Jersey Girl on there, and that was only because of the fact that she wasn't in the movie long enough. There's certain people that I want in a movie, and if they're in the movie, that's great, but then they, kill the character off, or the character doesn't come back for some reason. I kind of have a problem with it. So, I mean, Jersey Girl was a good movie, but I didn't really care for the fact that she ended up dying, especially in the beginning, almost the beginning of that movie.
Right.
And the third one being Wedding Planner.
That's a popular movie.
Yeah, what can you say? I don't make the best decisions when it comes to liking or disliking things. So
No, it's fine. But I'm just, I don't know.
But yeah, the Wedding Planner. I don't know. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It kind of irritated me. So
how come it rubbed you the wrong way, or you just didn't like it?
Yeah, I just didn't really care for it. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't think she did well in that movie. Then I guess she could have. So,
right.
And then we're gonna go to the top 10 list of the that people claim are bad movies from her. Number 10 would be Money Train. Number 9, which is weird because on this list they said Ants was number 9. So there's one list that did like Ants, the other list didn't. So that's the thing about random lists.
Right.
Number 8, they said it was Jack. And I don't know why that's even on that bad list. Have you seen that movie?
I probably have. It's been a while, but it sounds like it.
it's about Robin Williams, and if I'm getting the plot right, it's about Robin Williams who grows. Yeah, it is. Who grows up quicker than normal, and he has something in his brain that makes him grow older and quicker than a normal person. And so as he's an adult, he's about, I want to say like 12, 13, but he's really an adult. And in that movie, you know, when he finally graduates high school, he's an old man because he's really 18, but you know, because of what he has, it made him look like he's like 80, you know, 70 or 80. So, and Jennifer Lopez was in there as a teacher, like a homeschool teacher type person. And, but
so it's like a Benjamin Button kind of thing, but
yeah,
like different.
But that's pretty much what it was about, though. It was about you know, this kid who was born different, had something, you know, that made him get older faster than a normal human. So, but I thought it was an incredible movie. It was heart-wrenching at times, but and then number 7 was Enough. Number 6 was Wedding Planner. Number 5 was Angel Eyes. Number 4, Monster-in-Law. Number 3 was Anaconda. Number 2 was Made in Manhattan. So they didn't even like that. And number 1 was Gigli. It's a French word, but it's Gigli. So now here's a question for you. Who do you think does she, you know, do well with in movies? Like, who does she act with well?
I'd probably have to say Robin Williams.
You think Robin Williams?
Yeah. What about you?
I could see that. I'd have to go and say, actually, I'd have to say her other half, Ben Affleck. She's been in a lot of movies with Ben Affleck, and so I'd have to go with Ben. And we got a comment on the side here from Joanne. Hi, Joanne. How's it going? Hope you're having a good day today. Actually, it would be nighttime now. Joanne thinks that Jennifer Lopez works well with Matthew McConaughey. So, yeah, that's another good one.
I could see that. Yeah.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what genre of movie do you think she does very well in?
What's she done? Like drama, action?
Well, she's not done much action, to my knowledge, but she has done a lot of drama. She has done. I mean, it's like the movie Selena that I was mentioning. That's you know, drama. Trying to think. But anyway, yeah, she's done a lot of drama. She's done a lot of, you know, romantic movies, like Made in Manhattan and Wedding Planner. She even did, I guess you could say The Cell was an action. So, but
yeah, probably maybe action.
Yeah, I'd have to say she does really well with like romance movies and drama. So I decided to go that route. So, all right. Anything else to talk about before we move on, Mr. Bacon?
I don't have anything now.
Okay. All right. Now we're gonna move on to favorite WWE wrestler, current or past, who is or was an actor in movies. Now, there's been a list of WWE wrestlers, and you could go as far as to say other, wrestlers from different brands in the past who have actually acted in movies. I mean, for example, you've got John Cena, you have The Rock, you have Roddy Piper, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Big Show, Great Khali. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I'm wanting to know, Crispy Bacon, what is your favorite choice wrestler that was in movies?
I'd have to say The Rock, only because I've seen most of his movies.
Okay.
But I'm looking through some of these, and I've seen some of them. So, but I have to say The Rock.
Okay, good choice. Good choice. I mean, not for me, but good choice for you. I'm glad to hear that.
Right.
All right. Mine would actually happen to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, he's a tough badass in a lot of these movies. He's really good at acting. So I've seen plenty of his movies, and I will continue to watch plenty of his movies. Unlike The Rock and John Cena, he could be in these movies all day long, be in several different movies, and I'd still watch it because he's more grounded and more down to earth, as an actor, and he still doesn't have ego the size of Texas. I mean, his ego is not that big, and he's been in a lot of movies. So, yeah, I'd have to say Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, I'm throwing a curveball in this because I was going to ask for your top 3 of the wrestlers' movies, but since we've already covered the top 3, I will just go ahead and say what mine are. From Stone Cold Steve Austin. My top 3 are The Condemned, The Longest Yard, and The Expendables. I mean, and
go ahead.
I was going to say, and I see Stone Cold as an action star, hands down. Action star.
Yeah, I could see that. I didn't know he was in The Longest Yard.
Yes, he was one of the guards.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, you had several celebrities in there, several sports stars in there, but you had three WWE wrestlers in that movie. You had the Great Khali before he became a wrestler. You had Kevin Nash and you had Stone Cold Steve Austin. So, and Kevin Nash and Stone Cold Steve Austin were the guards, while the Great Khali was one of the inmates. So, but yeah, those are the 3 top movies from him. Now, I don't know if you've seen how many movies you've seen of Stone Cold Steve Austin's, but if you have a top 3, go ahead and list those.
Let me see. I know The Longest Yard would be one. I'm looking through his list because I mean I probably have, but I probably didn't know.
I know I threw a curveball at you there.
It's not really listening. Oh, right, there we go. They list grown-ups, or the second grown-ups, I should say. He was in, so I've seen that one. So there's 2. I didn't know he was in Chuck. I know that's not a movie, but I'd probably have to say The Condemned or whatever.
The Condemned?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an incredible movie.
Yeah, those would probably be my top three.
Well, good list there. Good list. Yeah, the Condemned is definitely one of those movies that if I'm sitting at home one night going, man, I want to watch a movie that I've already watched. I'm not into new movies at this moment. I'm like going, what movie do I want to watch? Well, I'll watch The Condemned because actually that's one of my top favorites from him. I mean, he does well in that movie. He, again, I feel is more towards action than anything else in movies, and that's pretty much the only kinds of movies he does.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
He's not like The Rock or Cena that can go from different types of movies, from one type of movie to another. He's just straight up, like I said, a pure badass in action movies. That's all he's about. So, but yeah, that's the main movie I would go to is The Condemned. So yeah. I mean, do you agree? Do you see him as an action star, or do you think he should try another type of type of film, and hopefully it sticks?
I think he's more action, but I think he should try other genres of movies just to see what happens. I mean, he's had a lighter side in some movies, but or in some shows or whatever. But I'd like to see
him in other genres.
Yeah,
it'd be something to see him in. I mean, in Grown Ups too. It's not even really that much. It's not in an action movie, so
no.
He, I that's why I didn't really see him on my list for Grown Ups 2 was because of the fact that it was different. It was definitely different seeing him on something like that. But yeah, he would it be worth seeing him do that? Yeah. It'd be worth seeing him, do something like that. Go to different genres. And we have a comment on the side from Justin Mountain Dew saying Space Jam 2 sucked. We will actually get into that here in a few minutes because I have my opinion on it. So we will get back to that here in just a few minutes there, Justin.
Yeah.
And then I did a little research because, I figured why not try to look for other things and other, topics to mention or talk about on the show. So I looked up the top 3 paid actors as of this year, 2021. And the top 3 that I came up with was number 1 was, no surprise, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, he so far this year, he from 2020 to 2021, he has made $87.5 million. Yeah, no surprise whatsoever. And Suzanne says, "Hey guys, hey Suzanne, how's it going? I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Thank you for watching." The second one is Ryan Reynolds, and making $71.5 million. And the third one being Mark Wahlberg, making $58 million. So, I mean, these guys are making
a lot of money.
A lot of money. And, you look at somebody like Dwayne Johnson, who is still contracted to the WWE. And so he's making money from WWE and he's making money from movies. So, I mean, that 87.5 million's got to be higher than that.
Oh, I'm sure, but that's just on the movie side.
Yeah, counting him as being an actor. So, yeah. And then moving on. Well, we got a few other comments here from Justin saying, yeah, I saw Space Jam 2 in theaters and it sucked. Well, again, we'll get to it in a minute. Then we have Tim Fielder saying, I made a lot of money by switching to Geico. You know,
Did it take you 15 minutes or something?
You know, on a side note, I did go to Geico for a while, and then I went to State Farm, and I'm actually saving money with State Farm. So,
Oh,
but anyway, thank you, Tim, for that. And then the top 3 paid actresses from 2020 to 2021. First one is Scarlett Johansson, making $56 million. Then we have Sofia Vergara making $43 million. And then I'm actually surprised this person's not at the top of the list, but we have Angelina Jolie making $35.5 million. So I'm actually surprised she's not up there more. She's also a really great actress. She's amazing. For her to be in the 3rd spot, I disagree with that. But I mean, do you agree with do you agree with all the top lists of how much I can't
except for the last actress name, I think. Who'd you say it was?
Mark Wahlberg.
No, on the actor side. Actress.
Oh, actress?
Yeah.
Yeah. Angelina Jolie, you think that she should be actually up there higher?
Maybe number 2.
Number 2?
I feel like she's been in a lot of movies and maybe should be a little higher up.
Yeah, she definitely should be in the, like, in my opinion, the number 1 over Scarlett Johansson, definitely. So, and then Justin, we're going back to comments. Justin made a comment saying Robert De Niro never won an Oscar. Why is that? To be honest, Justin, I have no idea.
I think I was looking it up. He won 2 of them. Did
he win 2 Oscars?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Robert De Niro is also an incredible actor. I mean, he's up there on my list. So Robert De Niro's excellent. Then Justin says Robert Pattinson has to be up there on the top earning list. I'm sure he might be, but I only got the first 3. So I mean, if he's up there, he's up there. I only caught the top 3. But I honestly think that it's, again, no surprise that Dwayne Johnson's at number 1 because, I don't know. I'm just really irritated with him, but, and then I'm, with Ryan Reynolds being the second at 71.5 million. Yeah, he's good too. He can do anything. Ryan Reynolds can. He can do any type of movie. He can play any part in a movie. He's that good.
So do you think the list on the actor side is good, or should it be changed?
You're asking me that. Definitely, I want to see. I'd rather not see Dwayne Johnson on that list, honestly.
Maybe 4 and above if you're just doing top 3.
Yeah, we'll do 4. I'd like to see Dwayne Johnson at 4. And, Ryan Reynolds up there, Mark Wahlberg up there, Robert De Niro up there in the top 3. But yeah, of course. And then Justin says Shia LaBeouf used to be a top actor. Yeah, he used to, but it seems like he's kind of, faded off into, from what I understand and what I've read, he's actually caused trouble behind the scenes. Lately in movies that he's been in. So he's one of those that, from what I've read, that they don't really want to use him much right now because he needs to not cause trouble, obviously, in the back.
Yeah,
But
that's not good. I mean, if he wants to, see a camera, get back into movies, he might want to kind of relax a little. I don't know how else to put that, but
I mean, he's you've got actors out there that act in good movies. I mean, you have Shia LaBeouf in the Transformers movie, and other movies like Holes, and then you get you have these actors who are like, well, since I was in one of the top grossing movies all time, I can do whatever I want, and I should get any kind of treatment I want. And if not, then I'm just going to go and be like,
right.
I'm not in this movie. You can find someone else, or I want this kind of special treatment, or I'm just not going to do what you want me to. And
Right.
that's the problem with some of these actors like Shia who are, who do that. And I mean, you're even looking at somebody like an actress, I'll just say. This one actress, she always wanted special treatment. She wanted creativity of a show. And then they stopped using her because they would fight over, how the show was going to go. The main producers are like, nope, we're not. We're going to go this way. The actress got mad, said, nope, I'm not wanting part of this show. They kicked her off the show, and they killed her killed her character. So, I mean, as an actress, every movie you should always think is your last. So, I mean, if it's a direction, I mean, if you're not producer, there's a reason they're producer and you're not. That you're acting in it. You're following what they want.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's the thing with actors and actresses when they get on the top of whatever list, whether it be the highest paid or the highest grossing movie, they kind of get, a big ego, like you were saying with The Rock, and they think, people should listen to them. Doesn't always work that way, but they just kind of get a big ego.
Yeah, I mean, they get a big ego. They think, oh, I'm the best. Nobody can touch me. And then, they find out the hard way. Well, okay, you're off the show then. And then they aren't welcome back. And Justin said, yeah, Megan Fox always wants special treatment too. And she does. She's one of the actresses I was actually talking about. But I mean, look at the TV show Charmed. You have Shannon I can't even pronounce her name right, Doherty, and I know I chopped that. But look at her. She was on the first 3 seasons, and then she went up to them and she started fighting with all of them, going, "I don't want to do it this way. I want it done this way." And everybody said, "Well, no, this is the way it's going to go." She said, "Well, I'm done, but I want this." And they said nope, and they literally had to kick her off the set because she was causing problems in other movies and shows she's been in.
Right.
Causing problems everywhere she goes. So that's the unfortunate thing about actors and actresses. They think they make it big, to start off, and then they think that they can do whatever they want. Unfortunately, they can't. And then they're written off shows or whatever. Or they're not used after a certain movie or show. Just like Shia LaBeouf. So, all right. Now we're going to move on to where we're going to talk about a movie that we've seen this week that we've never seen before. And so, Chris, is there a movie that you have not seen before this week?
I haven't had time to watch any movies this week, so
Well,
I can't think of one. What about you?
I certainly have.
Which
And
one?
that's the thing about working where I work. People are asleep. I can actually, watch movies here and there, while I'm working. I ended up watching the second Space Jam, and this is Justin. This is where this comes in at. I want to say that I agree with you that the movie was terrible. Tim commented and said Notorious P.I.G. Oh, that was from the movie. I don't like it. I don't like it. I didn't care for it. They could have, for one, they could have had any other basketball player in there. They could have had, I mean, it doesn't really matter who. They could have, brought Michael Jordan back because he's amazing anyway. But no, they had to have the one basketball player whose ego is worse than anybody else's I know and thinks that being disrespectful is okay as a basketball star. They had to have LeBron James in this. Now, I'm not fully going to talk about LeBron James because that's for another show another night. But no, this movie was not okay. I did not see Tim says that Michael Jordan was in it. I apologize if he was. I didn't see him.
Well, he was in the first one.
Yeah, he was in the first Space Jam. I did not see him being in the second one, in this new one that just came out in theaters and HBO Max. But I'm sorry. I do not like LeBron James, and he should not have been in that movie. Michael B. Okay, yes, Michael B. Jordan was in that movie. But I'm talking about Chicago Bulls' own Michael Jordan. He should have been in that movie. But anyway, that movie was terrible. I think LeBron James overacted in that movie. I think he sucked. I think the movie was terrible. When you make a second movie, it really needs to coincide with the first movie. The second movie, I kind of almost fell asleep trying to watch it a couple times. It was a waste of time. I thought it was. There's going to be people out there that are, saying, oh, well, it was a great movie. It was a great movie. My opinion, Dragon Viper's opinion, says it was terrible. Yes, Justin, they did a rap battle in the movie. And that was even terrible.
Were the Looney Tunes like good? Bugs Bunny.
They were good. I mean, they even. I'm not trying to ruin the movie. They brought in DC characters as well at one point. So I'm not going to say much more about what was on that movie, but hey, Dragon Viper's opinion on this, it was just flat out terrible.
Okay. I'm not spoiling anything, but because I haven't seen it either. But
yeah, that's why
That's
why I'm not saying much more about what was on that movie.
Who has a bigger ego, The Rock or LeBron James?
Oh, that is not fair. I'm gonna have to go and say LeBron James because. LeBron James can sit there, or The Rock can sit there, have his ego, but it's kind of different. He goes and he doesn't do. I'm trying to think. He shows respect in a lot of sense. I guess we'll say that. He shows people respect. He knows where he comes from. He knows that, what got him started.
Right.
When it comes to LeBron James, he shows disrespect all the time. He's in my opinion, he's even a terrible basketball player. I don't know why they think he's King LeBron, because he's not better than Michael Jordan by far. So Michael Jordan's way better than LeBron. So he's not King LeBron. So I'd have to say that LeBron James has a bigger ego.
I could see that.
At least LeBron, or at least The Rock, respects people and respects how traditions are and respects where he comes from. LeBron James, no, he doesn't respect anything. Let's see. So back to the comments. Justin says LeBron James acting was terrible. Yes, it was. Says Space Jam 2 made $32 million in the box office. Yeah, I saw that, and that's what brought up that I wanted to talk about that topic, because I don't understand how it even made that much.
Because I'm sure a lot of kids, want to see the characters.
Yeah. Okay.
That's probably why.
You're on that. You're right on that. And I think some people wanted to see what LeBron James acting was like. I think they were curious. So I could see that, really. But and then Justin says, talking about LeBron James, he's at the Suns versus Bucks game right now, sitting freaking courtside right now. Well,
so he's at a basketball.
Good for him.
I think he's trying to recruit then.
Well, I don't know why he'd be there, but good for him. I mean, he's sitting there watching how basketball players really act, and and he's sitting there watching good basketball players, because he can't be one. So anyway, so that's kind of a rant on Space Jam 2. I'm not happy with it. Yeah, Justin, you're right. People wanted to see the Looney Tunes. I think that's one of the reasons why I even watched it, was because the Looney Tunes were even on there. I think if it had nothing to do with Looney Tunes, I wouldn't even waste my time on it. So
yeah.
Anyway, so moving on from that before I start another rant. So it would probably be it is your decision, Chris, if you want to watch it, but I'm just telling you now, I will never watch it again. So
I mean, I'll try it out one day. I'm not rushing into it, but we'll try.
Worth a try.
Yeah.
Definitely not doing it again. Well, I'm not.
Right.
All right, so we got a couple minutes left. Let's move on. We're starting a new segment that's Chris's movie theater suggestions. He's going to be talking about, a few movies that's either coming out to theaters or that's currently out. So go ahead, Chris.
All right, and feel free to chime in what movies you're planning to see or want to see. We're just gonna kind of go through, some movies that are going to come out or kind of been out. On the 23rd, there's a movie called Old, and I think it's on it's on Amazon Prime. It's kind of like they've been on this deserted island, but every hour or half an hour, I guess they start turning old, like older, and somehow they're escaping. I've been seeing a lot of previews on that. Snake Eyes is another movie. It's a G.I. Joe spinoff. It looks like.
That's something I
one.
want to see.
Right. Speaking of The Rock, I think it is a movie, that he is in. Jungle Cruise. That's coming out. Let's see. The Green Knight. I'm just kind of going through them here. Midnight in this Switchgrass. I think that's like an action. And then Ride the Eagle. It's coming out. So that those are kind of all the same day, I think.
Okay.
Any movies you're planning on seeing?
I'm kind of interested in watching Snake Eyes, so I'm gonna keep an eye out for that. I somehow accidentally ended up with HBO Max, so I'm gonna end up probably, if it comes on there, I'm probably gonna end up watching that. But yeah, that sounds interesting, and everybody, watch out for those other movies that Chris stated. And since we're at the end of the show, Chris, go ahead, and you have 30 to 45 seconds. Go ahead and say what's on your mind.
Thank you guys for watching tonight's movie night. Thank you for the interaction. Don't forget we still have our contest. If you subscribe to our YouTube page, which you can find on the Coast to Coast Facebook page, where you can subscribe to the YouTube page, you'll be entered to a contest where you can win something like a cup or something. I don't know, but a mystery item basically. So make sure to do that, and tune into Between the Ropes tomorrow night, shortly after or sometime after the Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Okay, thank you, Chris. And I just want to thank everybody also for watching and commenting. And it's like what, Chris said, go on to our Facebook page. There is a link to go to our YouTube channel and just, subscribe, and you'd be entered at the end of the month for a random prize drawing. So go ahead, like Chris said, go ahead and do that. And thank you all for watching movie night. And is there 4 Bros tonight?
No, I think the next episode of 4 Bros is Monday night.
Tonight is Sports Minute.
Yes, tonight is Sports Minute. Yes.
Yes, with J-Mac and Ace. So watch out for that tonight. And we'll see you all again next Saturday for another episode of Movie Night here on Coast to Coast Network. Everybody have a good night. And yeah.